Hi and welcome to this video where we're going to be looking at a very simple Entra ID restore. You can see here within my lab I have an Entra ID backup which has only run just 20 hours ago, and I have some restore points available in there. So I have the results of those backups down here, and I have my tenant that I have backed up, which we are going to be able to restore from. But first, let's give me a reason that I need to restore. So if I go look in my Entra ID and look at some of my users, I'm going to damage one of my users. So let's pick on Lydia here. So going into editing the properties of Lydia, and we're going to change a couple of things about this particular user. Once that's refreshed, I'm going to give me some damaged account, and I'm going to give her a different name as well. And I'm going to save that. But obviously that could be absolutely any corruption, any other damage, or any other sort of reason that you would need to perform a recovery. If I just go back now into my user's view, and then I'll be able to see the effect of what I've done there. If I go back to my users, and you can see here, if I hit a refresh, you can see that we now have the amendments that I've made there. So if we now go back into my Veeam Backup Replication interface, and as I've said, I have my tenant backed up here. So I can hit restore, and that's going to be able to start the process and the wizard of performing the restore itself. So it gives me all the users that I have. If I select Lydia, here we can select Lydia, and I'm going to go for a full restore. I have the option of selecting the restore points. I only have this one restore point, but obviously if I've run this multiple times, I would have multiple restore points to select from. So we're going to perform that restore. I'm going to hit next. And it's going to want to log me into my Azure where I'm performing the restore to, which it will prompt me for in a moment. So here I can copy this code, and we're going to go and log into Azure. I'm going to place the code in here and hit next. I'm going to be adding the email address that I need to sign in with, and this is where I can populate my email address. I can enter my password. And then I can use my multi-factor authentication, and I just need to agree to these. And we have successfully signed in. And I can close this window. And then, as you say, it's confirmed here that we have actually signed in. Click next. And then we have some options here about how we're going to perform a restore. So we have the ability to overwrite or skip. I'm going to overwrite in this particular scenario. I have the ability to request the user to change the password. We're not going to do that. And I'm just going to populate a default password in here. I want to keep relationships. I also want to restore the recycle bin in this scenario as well. And I'm now going to hit next. This is where we can populate something in the log for the reason for the restore. So this is a demo restore. It's just so you can find it easily in the log. Summary of what we've chosen, and now I'm going to hit finish. And this is just confirmation of what we're about to do. So you can see it's starting the tenant item restore, and we're restoring the Enter ID configuration for that tenant, and more specifically for Lydia. And you can see that the restore has finished. It's a very, very quick restore. I'm going to click close. I'm going to hit close here also. And I'm going to go quickly across into my Azure Entra ID. And here we can see, if I just look for Lydia, you can see that Lydia has now been restored. We haven't got any of the damage that we saw that we caused ourselves. We changed the names, and it has been restored to the previous version of this from the backup itself. So that was a very quick and very simple demonstration of an Entra ID restore. Check out the next episode in this series where we're going to be triggering an Entra ID restore from Microsoft Sentinel. Thank you.